Did you know that only 20 to 30% of the people that has played Red Dead Redemption 2 has completed the game? Now, think about that for a second. This game sold 79 million copies, and in 2018 it won a number of awards for Best Narrative, Best Performance, Best Sound, and Best Soundtrack. So why has the player base only 20% beat the game? So that question put me down a bit of a rabbit hole, okay? But let's shelve it. Let's put it in the back of our heads. But throughout the video, I'm going to maybe go back to it. This video is all going to be about the backlog and the problem with the backlog. There's too much choice, there's too many games to play, and it's unrealistic to think that you're going to get through your backlog as quick as you would like to, and as many games beat and played as you would like to as well. But before I get into this video, let me introduce myself. I'm James on a Hill, and here we talk about games and books. So if you want, subscribe, like, comment, and at the end of the video, I'm also going to give 3 tips and maybe a bonus tip. These 3 tips are going to be how you can overcome the overwhelming feeling and the guilt of your backlog, and maybe find joy and fulfillment playing through your backlog. Before we start talking about the problem with the backlog, we need to figure out what a backlog actually is. And to me, a backlog is a collection of games that I have yet to complete, and they are in my physical or my library of some sort. So I have them, I have ownership of them, or rent if you want to get into that argument. But I've got them there and I still haven't played them. So that's what I would define as a backlog. Now, the problem with the backlog is that the rate as to which we buy is different from the rate that we are able to play, and the realistic time frames that we're able to play and complete these games. So the impact on that is that we feel overwhelmed. We feel like we're never going to beat these games. We're never going to get a chance to play or complete it in the way that you would like to complete it. The idea of a backlog is something that we create in our heads. We create it for ourselves because we are sort of wired in a way that we like to see track, or we like to see progress, and we like to track certain accolades when it comes to um our sort of achievements, and our we just like to see progress, and Xbox capitalized on this with the achievement system. Um, we feel good. We get a quick rush and a dopamine hit when it comes to unlocking an achievement. Even the sound of it just feels really good. Like I had it as a text message tone years ago. That just goes to show. The wee dopamine release was great. Um, but it's self inflicted. It's something that we have made up ourselves. But the game companies and the developers have done it in a way that each game needs to last. Each game needs to last years. The game developers want us playing their game for years to come, but we don't plan on playing their game for years to come because there's all the other games out there that are doing the exact same thing that we just don't have time to play. And so we're trying to fit backlogs into our schedules. That is, if you'd done the math, it would be like, for to realistically do all the achievements and all the backlogs the way that you would like to do it, it would take years, and you would probably have to do 5 6 hour days, even more, to just achieve a medium grade at beating these games and their backlogs. Don't know if I'm making much sense here, but you know what I mean. And that's why the thumbnail of this video was like, you're not the problem, and I just want to emphasize that um we are the guinea pigs once again. We are the consumer. And I have a video all about this in my last video. You should check it out. And do you know what? See, whenever I moved to a Nintendo Switch, actually the big worrisome thing for me was that there was no achievement system, and that was actually a deterrent in me buying a Nintendo Switch. But when I think back to that, I'm thinking, like, is that what it's all about? A tick box exercise, or is it like about having fun? Like, I've lost the ability to play fun in a game. Like, my hobby is more tick box exercise now than it is playing for fun. I don't know if any of you feel that, but I definitely feel that, especially when I just moved from Xbox to Switch. And the emotions we feel as a result of this is guilt, anger, frustration, underwhelmed feeling, and feeling like we're not good enough. And that's a wee bit deep, but it's true. We're comparing ourselves to gamers and people on YouTube that are like doing speed runs and 100% completions in a game that is only out like 6 hours ago. Um, and especially whenever I became a dad and my time was very limited, um, I was comparing my gaming situation to gamers on YouTube that are like 16, 17, and they don't, maybe they're not working a full time job, maybe they have all the time in the world, and it's great. Like I would say to them, people just enjoy every minute of it. That's great that you have the time them and the ability to do that. But for me, even like looking back now, I always think that whenever you're limited with your time and you're limited with um your ability to play games, for me, I actually find it more enjoyable. I'm enjoying games more now than I ever have. And I think it's because I can't run wild and just play for hours and hours on end. Um, and the problem with the backlog, then, I suppose with me, in my situation, the backlog would be worse for me. But then again, I think to myself that I've always had a backlog and I've always dealt with these emotions. Like, even when I had more free time and I was playing for 3, 4 hours a day, like, there was never enough time to be at these games. There was never enough time to sit and just play to my heart's content. There was always something. You were always chasing something. You were always chasing a certain game or a certain achievement. And it's not a bit of wonder Red Dead 2 only has a completion rate of 20 to 30% because the backlogs are too big. That game's massive and the attention span is as low as can be because heads are being turned elsewhere. And my goal in this video is to reframe the mindset and reframe how we approach the backlog, because we can all agree, right? Okay, there is a backlog, there is a problem, but how do we adjust accordingly and how do we approach the backlog in a positive manner or a positive light? And to me, it's about reframing the mindset. It's about that backlog is never going to go away, but we can control it. We can control it by sort of approaching it in a way that's realistic. And everybody's situations are different. As I said earlier, my situation is completely different from the 17-year-old fella that can play for 3, 4 hours a day. So his backlog is going to be a lot larger than my backlog. So he could be trying to aim for 10 games bait per month, where I'm only aiming for, I'd be lucky if I complete one. But I'm okay with that, and it's about going easy on yourself. So I'm gonna go easy on myself. I'm gonna say to myself, going like, I haven't got his time, and that's okay. So, um, our success is gonna be the same. He's gonna achieve his goal, and I'm gonna achieve my goal. But at the end of the day, the goal is still being achieved. If that makes sense. And it's just being positive about it and having the mind frame of not letting the the developers and the companies take the reign on my self worth. And my self worth is my ability to be at a game at my sort of time scale, at my pace, with the energy that I want to put into it and the intent that I want to put into it, not like say um say like Modern Warfare or Fortnite or all them games that are throwing these battle passes at you every like 4 weeks, and it's basically what they're basically doing is, we want your attention, we want your time, we want you spending time here. You're not good enough if you can't get that armor. You're not good enough if you can't get that pink gun or whatever it is. Um, I don't. I'm not. I'm shutting myself away from that. I would rather play something on the Nintendo DS that has none of that and it's offline, rather than feel inadequate for completing a game or getting all the points that a game has to offer or all the accolades. Um, but that's where I'm at. Changing the mindset, thinking of a positively, and approaching my backlog in a realistic manner. So now I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to approach your backlog in a positive way. And the first tip is going to be to play 2 games at a time. One for a challenge or to complete, and 2 for fun. So at the minute I'm playing Borderlands 1 to complete and to challenge myself with. And then my second game is Lego Harry Potter. And I don't intend on trying to beat or complete that game. I'm just playing for fun whilst I play my main game with my main objective of completing Borderlands. Doing this limits the stress of having to choose games. It also there's a contentment that comes with having 2 games, and you're also allowing yourself to not feel the stress of your main game, your main objective game. Tip 2 is going to be to play in smaller portions or bite sizes rather than try to beat a game or complete a game all in one go. So Borderlands and my Lego Harry Potter game um, is like a 2 month project. I've already put a good amount of hours in the Borderlands one, so it shouldn't take me too long to complete. But I also want to do the DLCs, and I also want to try to get all the challenges. And then my Harry Potter game is obviously for fun, but I'm taking it in bite sizes, and I would like to have that complete by the end of the year. So I'm being realistic with my time. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm having fun, and do you know what? See, if I decide I'm sick of it and that I don't want to do it anymore, I'm gonna stop because I don't see the point of doing something that you don't want to do. I could pick it up next year and play it. Tip 3 and my final tip is going to be go easy on yourself. Game developers know exactly what they're doing. Okay, the shareholders know exactly what they're doing. You are a metric to their eyes, and you're on a never-ending hamster wheel. So come off it and run at it in your own pace. Go from the hamster wheel to the treadmill that you're able to get off, and relax yourself. The backlog isn't something to complete. The backlog isn't something that you need to achieve that allows you to have self worth. It's not a thing to. It doesn't make you any better than any of the other people in games. Um, it's about enjoying it at your pace and having a collection of games there that you can pick up at any time you feel like it in any season or any mood, and it's there for your benefit. So enjoy the backlog. Do not feel stressed about it. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. Enjoy it. And my bonus tip, which is to have fun. It's gaming. It's reading books. It's not complicated. Enjoy it. Allow yourself to have fun. And yes, that's pretty much it. Thanks very much, guys, for watching the video. Um, if you like this and you found value in it, and you feel like you would like to add any tips yourself, write it in the comments. And thanks very much for joining in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.